Hi everyone. So I want to talk about my experience with drugs. I've done drugs before. I've done the peyote or the mescaline, and it's a cactus that grows here in Latin America. Indigenous cultures, our first cultures, used it. It was common, and there are several reasons why people use drugs. So I encourage you to search this on the internet. For example, the brain, let me explain. The brain has the oxytocin, the dopamine, the serotonin, and these are receptors in our brains. So mescaline is an alkaloid. It's an active alkaloid, which produces psychedelic effects that are associated with the plant. So the mescaline interacts with the 5-HT2A receptors in the brain, which pertain to how the body uses serotonin. These receptors are also the targets of other classic hallucinogens such as LSD and mushrooms. There are also mushrooms. They are likely responsible for the trip a person experiences when using the substances. So, the cactus is a natural plant, and I am going to read a little bit of uh, what science says about the mescaline and or the peyote. Um, it says that its illicit administration is less common in comparison with cocaine and cannabis, but it says that obviously the abuse of substance can lead to addiction, and that is obvious. Anyone who gets hooked on any drug is an addict. But most reports concerning mescaline, this is from, I'll tell you, were presented in a complete absence of exposure confirmation since toxicological analysis is not widely available. Addiction and dependence are practically absent, and it is clear that most intoxications appear to be mild and are unlikely to produce life-threatening symptoms, which favors the contemporary interest in the therapeutic potential of the drugs of the class. So when I took mescaline, I was going through a lot of stress. I was under a lot of stress. I had pressure. Um, I was dealing with a lot of problems in my life at that point, and I was very nervous, and my body I was just feeling unwell. So I took mescaline, and I felt better. It had a therapeutic effect on my body. So I talked before about the receptors. I always encourage you to check your sources to know who is publishing these articles. So I was talking about the receptor, and the mescaline has the 5-HT2A receptor, and the 5-H2A receptor is receptors are self-surface receptors that bind to serotonin, a neurotransmitter. They are mainly excitatory, but can also be inhibitory in some brain areas. They are found on both GABAergic and glutamatergic neurons in the cortex, where they may involve in higher cognitive functions. So, not there's still that misconception that drugs are bad for your brain, Not necessarily because we have receptors, and plants have these receptors too, so they work in a therapeutic way. Also, they say tobacco is bad, smoking is bad, but when you are dealing with a lot of things, or you have a mental illness and you are nervous, sometimes some professionals encourage you to smoke because the plant is natural and it's therapeutic. Of course, the chemicals, the abuse is always bad for your body. But learning to use drugs is important. In my experience, it's helped me in my well-being. I hope that encourages the debate of drug use, which is a big deal. Here in Latin America, in Ecuador, you can find cannabis in anything, in food, in chocolate. So that's what I wanted to share, and I hope everybody has a good night. Bye.